Dictatorship, because I see many Americans complaining that Donald Trump is a dictator. Okay, this is the way they see it. I cannot judge the way people can view their leaders, but I would like people also who talk like that to acknowledge that at some point the fear they talk about, because they say they have fear. Okay, they live in fear. You know, living in fear, like you say, because you are living in fear because of the man at the White House. The first option, like I said in my previous video, the first option that you will do is to leave your country. Okay, people who live in system that was oppressive, that were scary, they left. I give you few examples that I don't like to give sometimes, but I will give you 2 examples. Okay, the example of the family of Anne Frank, when Otto Frank, the father, starts seeing that in that country the Jewish people were about to go into a very bad, he could sense, he saw that it was coming, that the Jewish people would be persecuted. What he did, he packed, they left their country. They went to Netherlands. Okay, I think that's how you say that. They left, they went there. That's where you saw the pictures of Anne Frank. Okay, and we know what happened later, Holocaust and everything. That's what happened usually when you fear, when you sense that there is a fear, that you are under a system that is going to oppress you. You are fear, you are afraid. Second example, there was a very well-known singer, African singer, from South Africa. Okay, at the time of the apartheid, her name was Miriam Makeba. She's known, we call her in Africa Mama Africa. Okay, she left. This is what it means to live in an environment when you are scared, when you live in fear. You leave your own land, your own country, your family. Sometimes you don't even have time to think, you leave. Miriam Makeba had no passport. She was citizen of the world. Do you understand? She was going to a country, to another country, but she was still performing. Don't be disturbed by her smile. She was going through a lot at the time. And she went to another country, because I think she passed away in Guinea. She didn't even pass away in her own country. Yes, she saw the end of the apartheid at the time, but she was a citizen of the world. Understand? When you are a citizen of the world, it means that you have no way, a place where you can say for sure that this is where I am from, because she belongs, okay, to her country, but she couldn't. It's what happened when you live in fear in a country. And this is what I want to say. If you feel like, as an American, you feel like your president is dangerous to you, because you saw what happened in Rwanda, people who felt like the genocide was coming, for example, they left before. Those who didn't feel it will stay. Usually when you fear, because this is what we do, when the country is not working anymore, when we feel like it's going nowhere, when you see that your human rights are denied, when you feel like, and when you see actually that what happened, you leave. There is not a lot to speak. You have a perfect example in your country. Josephine Baker did it. Josephine Baker left America, definitely. I always take her as an example because she's known for that, okay? Because she's known in the French world. That's why I'm always talking about her. And she's a proper example of someone who left because she didn't feel comfortable in her country anymore. But when you leave, you do exactly like they did. They dropped their citizenship and they left. It means what? It means that your passport, your American passport, you drop it, you forget about it. You forget about your citizenship. But I'm pretty sure that many of you who complain will not do that, because you understand that your citizenship is not any citizenship in the world. You know that wherever you go with the American passport, you have some kind of benefit, some kind of privilege in a way, because when you are American, okay, you are in a way respected in the world. Even if people don't like Americans, some people don't like Americans, but they still have respect because America, United States, is America. Okay? So I'm pretty sure that many who are complaining like that will not drop the passport. I'm pretty sure of that, okay? But that's going to be hypocrite in a way, because if you really feel that you are in fear, as far as I'm looking, I don't see any American jumping in the sea or going to take cheap material to leave, okay? So it means that you still go to the airport normally, you apply for visa and so on. So there is no desperate measure for you to go. And that's in that sense, that's where I see that people are hypocrite, okay? And this is exactly what I wasn't really, I didn't agree with some people who were on YouTube and talking and TikTok who were lecturing some liberals and leftists who are trying to educate us on what happened in Venezuela. These people have no idea of what it means to live in dictatorship, okay? In dictatorship, the people are just a number. I will say like that. No, you will maybe say, no, but even here we are just numbers. People just care about our money. Okay, I understand that. So we are not numbers. We are nobodies. It means that when you die, you are gone. Nobody cares. But in America, if a crash happens, if an accident happens, or if an American is lost somewhere, okay, or maybe caught by terrorists, the government will do the best they can to find. The government will do everything, even if you are numbers, but they will still try to find a way to find the bodies, the corpse, the bodies. If you have a plane accident, a crash, they will be looking to understand what happened. They will look for the body. If you are being caught by terrorism, they will try to negotiate to release, okay, those who were victims and so on. So it means in a way that still your government cares. But in dictatorship, nobody cares. If you are dead, then you are dead, okay? If you are sick, it's up to you. Medical care, everything that people deserve to have, the basic, the fundamental rights, the right to be treated properly, medical care whatsoever, the right to have access to education, no, the right to speak your mind, speak freely what you think, no, it doesn't exist in dictatorship. What does that mean? The moment you start to criticize the government, the people in power, you can be assured that someone, okay, we come to your place, secret services, we come and ask you to follow them to jail, and you for sure might be and will be tortured for most of the cases. Okay, you'll be tortured just because what you say makes sense and was true, because you just complain about a normal thing. So it means that the people who live in dictatorship, they have no rights. Okay, they have no rights. Don't just see because they are living and live their life, they have no rights, in fact. But this is the situation in dictatorship. In dictatorship, the ruling family, the ruler, rule the country the way he wants, the way he feels. Everything is under his decision and control. It means that the Congress, for example, is under his decision. It means that everything under every power, the executive, all of this belongs to him. As far as I've seen, I don't think that Donald Trump has this power. I don't think so, okay? I don't think so. In dictatorship, the ruling family has the right to manage the money, the production, or the money of the production the way they want. They can entertain themselves, they can buy whatever they want, they can go buy mansions outside and spend the money the way they want. But the people live in poverty. And when I talk about poverty, it's usually abject poverty. Few will struggle to have a normal life, But those who really want to have want to have a normal life, there is two options: or they work hard and they resist the way they can resist, or they are going to bend and get some breadcrumbs falling from the table. There's also the people who know absolutely nothing else than just that, who were born in that system and who have no other choice. I mean, that's all they know. They think it's good because they have been living in it. So, in another word, it takes a lot of courage to resist and to challenge a dictatorship regime. Okay? So far, I haven't seen that. I don't remember seeing that, but maybe it happened in America. I don't know. But it would be interesting because people are complaining, they fear that they live in fear because what happened in Minnesota. But I think, as far as I try to read and understand, I think it was about a massive fraud that happened in that state. And I think the ICE agent were trying to to do the job. What I see is like the ICE agents are looking for gangs, for people who have really a very special background that wasn't really right from the beginning. That's what I understand. Maybe I'm wrong. And they try to establish security, and put things in order, law and order. So maybe I'm wrong. Like I say, I don't know everything. But if there is a massive fraud somewhere, I don't see anything wrong by trying to see what's going on, because that massive fraud has been reported more than twice. So I don't know if trying to catch gangs is wrong. Maybe that's why you feel fear that. But if you feel fear, is it because fear? Is it because you have a bad background? I don't know. Just explain to me, okay? Because I don't know everything. I'm trying to understand. Maybe I don't understand everything. But as far as dictatorship, like we talk about fascism and everything, it's kind of shocking for me that a teacher would teach that in classrooms when the kids, when the people, you go outside, you still have the capacity to speak your mind. I think I've seen many people, even on commenting on social media, making fun of Donald Trump. Okay, they make fun of him, they laugh, even celebrities. In dictatorship, you can't even do that because you are spied every time. I don't say that nobody is spied in America, but the way we are spied is in a sense of control. Spying in countries like America, I think, is about national security. But in the dictatorship, it's not about national security. It's about the control of the people, because the regime wants to still protect his power. You have no right. You can complain. Education system is falling. What they can do is to feed you with entertainment and distraction and hunger. Why hunger? Poverty, hunger, because when you are hungry, you have difficult time to listen to people who want to teach you, who want to tell you that it's time for a change. You don't have time to listen to people like that. When you are hungry, there is a quote, there is a say in French, a hungry stomach has no ears. You don't listen to people. You just need to, you are looking for your basic, exactly. In dictatorship, the basic needs are not fulfilled. Okay? The Abraham Maslow, pyramid of needs, hierarchy of need, hierarchy of needs. The primary needs are not fulfilled in dictatorship. It is done on purpose. Okay? Water and electricity doesn't exist for most of these countries on purpose. On purpose. Free speech doesn't exist on purpose. Some countries who will impose some religion, okay, and so on. In dictatorship, you don't think that you can, there is no way that you can dream to go more. Like, for example, just an example I want to give you, a president like Bill Clinton would have never been president. You know, for example, there is a picture, because when I went to visit my friend who was going to Arkansas University, and I saw a picture of Bill Clinton who shook the head, who shook hands, shaking hand to John F. Kennedy at the time. I think he was very young, and that is why it's amazing in America. It's like later on, decades later, he became the president of the United States. In dictatorship, you cannot dream to become president, because the ruling power, the people ruling, are the one who decide and remain in power. If you are going to vote, okay, for example, presidential election, you can be sure that people will be cheating and steal your vote, okay? There is no right, there is no way you can express freely. So when they talk about fascism and so on, they talk about dictatorship, no king protest. It's sad, because it's a way to, it's inconsiderate, okay? It's inconsiderate for people like us who went through the situation. If I was in the classroom like that, seriously, I'll raise my hand politely, respectfully, and I will just tell that teacher that he's wrong, and I will be dropping his class, because this is extremely dangerous to teach to people what is not true, because you want to spread propaganda unless he himself believes in this propaganda. When I see these celebrities going to awards like Oscar and so on, César in France and so on, talking that Donald Trump is full of hate and so on. These are the people, comedians, actors, who, I don't know really what they are bringing, if it's not even changing the morals, the values of the society today. And when I talked to this guy from Venezuela, he told me in Spanish that, because I asked him what does he think about what happened to his country, he told me he was very happy that Donald Trump got rid of Maduro, because it's been a long time like that. Venezuelans themselves are celebrating, so please respect their decision and their happiness, because you don't understand what it means to live in dictatorship. And he told me, and I asked what does he think about the right versus, the conservative versus the left, the liberals. He told me, la izquierda está la misma cosa, like everywhere. No, he said that the leftists, the liberal, the leftists, they are the same thing everywhere. It means that these people, they don't really care about there is an agenda. There is an agenda with this, I don't know. I'm glad, because when I opened my eyes about it and I decided, I really felt like the conservative, the derecha is way better. They really care. So when this man was calling Charlie Kirk a piece of shit or whatever he called him, at least Charlie Kirk was fighting for his country. He's a patriot, and I like people who are patriot, okay? He was talking about the American culture, how to protect the American culture. If we are in America, for example, we should love America. If you live in America as an immigrant, it makes no sense that you are criticizing America anyhow, because if you don't like America, you pack your stuff, you leave. That's what I understand usually. So I definitely agree with most of the things that Charlie Kirk say, and even on the subject of Islam and everything, it wasn't Islamophobic at all. There are things that we see, okay. And for me, the more I'm thinking and observing, the left is really like, it's not only in America, everywhere the left is, the liberal are, the leftists are. They seems like, to me, looks like they are a Trojan horse for Islam to spread, to enter the West. and as he say, the Islamists, the Operation of Peace ideology, because I don't know if it's really a religion, the Operation of Peace ideology doesn't match with the Western culture, and it's true. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you next time. My next video is about immigration in Africa, a little bit. I want to talk about that in Africa quickly. It's not going to be long, and I explain why I believe that the concept of immigration in Africa is way different than the one in America and in the West. Okay.